Welcome to another episode of PC Building Simulator. So, in the last episode, we still had a build in this massive Corsair case to get done. However, we got some emails in, so let's go through those real quick and see what we've got here, and then we'll get to building. So this one says, "Hello, are you okay to repair my PC? Whatever's broken, you'll need to have a look at it to work out what's happened. It just crashes randomly. Sometimes I get a blue screen, sometimes it just freezes. The CPU, it's gotta be, right? When I picked it up, a load of stuff came out. It's not like that inside, is it? I really need this done quickly if you can. I'd love some braided green cables in there." So diagnose and fix, and it sounds like it's gonna have a whole lot of filth inside. So we'll go ahead and accept that one. Scotty B. What up? Scotty B again. Cheers for the save on that CPU. Can't believe I fried it. The overclock guide I was following must have been wrong. Anyway, remember before I was saying I wanted to get a dedicated streaming PC? Had a bunch of people on my stream complain about a low FPS, and I reckon this will sort it out. Can you build something? Doesn't need to be too beefy. Thanks. P.S. 2,032 followers now, in case you wondered. So he's got a budget of $700 for a PC that can run Adobe Premiere Pro CC minimum spec. So let's take a look. I'm pretty sure that can be done. So let's go ahead and accept that. So I'm going to get a build put together for Scotty B. We'll go end our day, we'll get this fix in, and then we'll get started building and repairing PCs. So I'll be back in just a moment. Alright, so for the minimum spec, here's again what we needed. And here is what I picked out. And we are exactly, minus delivery charges, we are exactly at his budget of $700. We're going to get a Mortoni H170, a Intel i3 6100, one of the cheapest coolers made, 2 sticks of this DFL motivator, 8 gig, a gigabyte GTX 1050, 500 gig hard drive, 120 gig SSD, my favorite power supply in the game. I seem to put it in almost every build, and the cheapest case made. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase this. We'll go end our day, we'll get our repair in, and we'll get started working. All right. Go to work. There's all our stuff. Let's take a look. Let's pick, oh my, it is filthy. Let's put this here. Let's get our build for Scotty B on this workbench. Okay. Let's start with this, because it's disgusting. Let's get it blown out with some really loud compressed air. This thing's so filthy, it really could have used a garden hose instead of a can of compressed air. But there we go. Looks clean enough. Let's see if it'll power up, just out of curiosity. No CPU found. Whoops. Alright, well, let's power it down. Let's take a look under the hood here. 6100T. Let's see if it's broken. It sure is. Well, let's order one of those. 6100T. $90. I'm just going to pay for same day delivery. It's a lot of big boxes for one little CPU. All right. Whoops, not CPU cooler. 6100T. Let's get some thermal paste. And let's get the cooler put back on there. Was it this one? Now let's see if it works. Go into the BIOS real quick. Let's turn XMP on. Okay. That was an easy fix. Well, let's put the side back on. And let's get this out in the hallway. Okay. Let's work on Scotty B's streaming build. Let's get all these side panels off of here. Probably should have put a front fan in this, but I'm not going to do it now, as I would have to redo the build, as it would cause me to go over on the price. Whoops. Motherboards. Let's get this motherboard in. The H170. And let's get all these clips open. We'll get the CPU in there. Let's sell off this broken one. And we'll get the RAM. I'm looking for memory. Two sticks of DFL motivator. And we'll get some thermal paste. Whoops. I don't want to open that. Close that down. What's going on here? All right. Let's get that air cooler installed. Okay. Go ahead and put our power supply in. And we'll get some of these. Oops. I'll take this off first. Let's get some of these out of the way. And we will get our graphics card in. Was this gigabyte? Get all that screwed down. Is there a place for an SSD? I don't know. Can we install an SSD up on top there? Let's take a look. Let's see, we got this Shein Mega. Oh, we sure can. And then we'll put his, not 4 terabyte, 500 gig in here. And I think we're ready to start cabling this up. I'm just going to use plain black because this case doesn't even have a window. Okay. Get this hooked up. Get the fans connected, or the fan. It only has one. Hopefully that won't be an issue. Let's get a USB drive in. And let's see if it powers on. I'm going to go into the BIOS real quick. And just make sure to turn on XMP. Then we're going to let the OS install. While that's doing that, I am going to put this side panel on. Okay. I think this one is good to go. Let's power this one down. Whoops. And I will put this one out here in the hall. Now let's work on this big fella. The massive case. Not even sure what all I need to take off here. Open these panels. This case definitely looks like it was built for custom water cooling, but we're not to that point yet. Okay, so... Ooh, I didn't mean to zoom in. So let's start with the motherboard, and it's going to be this Gigabyte. This is a pretty large motherboard, and it looks small in here already. I mean, this thing can have a motherboard that's got at least 3 more slots than this one. Okay, let's get this, and then I think we have RAM going in all 4 of these slots. Let's get here the Ryzen, get that put in, and then all this Dominator Platinum is going in this build. Four 8 gig sticks. That's a nice 32 gigs of RAM. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this power supply installed. This case is so big it's almost hard to move around it. I'm zoomed out as far as I can be. Okay. Let's close this bottom panel. Alright, so let's get graphics cards. I think we are doing dual 1070 gaming Zs in here. Oh, I haven't removed these. Let's do that first. And then probably this one and this one. Now let's get those in. Okay. Looking nice. I think this is going to have to come off. Let's see, what did we have for cooling? Oh, was I doing an air cooler in this one? I think I was, actually. Okay, so let's get thermal paste. Let's get this air cooler on here. That is huge. Technically, that would not work because the fan is in the RAM. Not just resting on it, but it's going inside of it, so we may have to rethink this. We may have to put a liquid cooler on this. Just order one and get it in. I'm not sure. But let's at least finish installing parts. We still need... I don't even remember... Oh, I bet this needed to go on before all of that stuff, huh? Yep. Does it go there, or does it go up there? Oh, it looks like it goes there. Look at this 1 terabyte M.2. Let's see. What was I going to... Oh, graphics cards. Now we'll put our graphics cards back in. Let's open some drive bays. I think we're going to put these two 4 terabyte drives in, because why not? Open that one. Get that installed. Okay. Let's double check and make sure they didn't have any specific cable color they wanted. Oh good, we've got more emails in. Nice shiny new components in MSI, so no. So let's see, maybe, oops. I'm gonna go to cable. So maybe some red ribbon. Just start connecting stuff up here. Get the case connected. Let's get both of these graphics cards connected up. CPU power and this fan here. Get our hard drives connected. Okay. Let's power it on. We'll go into the BIOS. And we'll make sure our XMP is turned on. Yes. Oops, I should have gotten a USB in. Let's just do a quick power cycle. All right. So I know this build doesn't really call for it, but I would like to run 3DMark on here, just to see what kind of 3DMark score we get out of this. So this only needed to play, what was it? Needed to play Feudal Fantasy 13 minimum spec, but they gave us $3,750 to spend, and so we built them this beast with this air cooler that's gonna chop off the top of this RAM. That's, I don't know, it's working, but I don't like the way it looks. Alright, well let's run 3DMark just for fun. And as soon as it's done, I'll come back and we will look at the score just to see what it is. So there you have it, 10,981. That either ties or maybe goes a little bit over the top one that I have in this game so far. But let's go ahead and get this case put back together. Let's see, let's get this top put on. We'll get the side panel installed. Let's close this. And we'll get this side panel on. Alright. Let's get this out here. And let's collect some money. Alright, so we will collect this one. And we're still waiting on a 7700K for this. Let's collect this one. You've unlocked the GPU tuner program that allows you to overclock GPUs. GPUs are protected by the software that you use to overclock them. This means that they are far less likely to break when they are overclocked. Alright, so we'll start overclocking GPUs soon. Let's get rid of that one. And then we repaired this. So let's collect that. We'll go through all these other emails, but let's take a look at what we got when we leveled up. GPU overclocking, some more RAM. Finally, we've unlocked the GTX 1080s, the useless i3 7350K, But still no i7 7700K yet. Braided ribbon cable pack. We'll have to check out some of the stuff. I've got some G-Skill Trident Z RGB RAM, so that'll be nice to use. All right. So I'm going to end the episode here. If you liked the episode, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next episode.